Now I have to tell you that my toilet is an airhead. It works fantastically with absolutely no odour whatsoever. This part's sealed, this part's sealed. It has a 12-volt fan that runs continuously. So don't worry about the smell, there isn't any. Absolutely zero smell. To the person that thought I should put a toilet under the bed, you'd have to be pretty small to be able to use a toilet under there. If we're talking about those cassette toilets, personally I think they smell terrible. Please, if you have one, don't empty it in a national park or forestry, because it really upsets the ecology of the long drop toilets there, and you know, that's really nasty for everybody else. What else? Oh, okay, the weight of the van. Okay, so my door, the planks are very thin. There is a bit of weight, of course there is, it's timber, but mostly all the lining boards are pine and they're not very heavy. I suppose there are items that are heavy, but you know what, this is a courier van and it's meant to carry things. It's a 3-litre diesel turbo, and I chose that 3-litre model because I knew I'd have some weight in it. Now I really did research, I did a lot of research. So there's the engine. Oh, I tell you what, the tyres are expensive because they have to hold that weight. And I recently found out too that the brake pads were going to be expensive too to stop a vehicle of this sort of weight. Fire extinguisher I've moved, it's on the wall, it's over here now, so it can be got out pretty easily. A few people wanted to know, that's an Atomic coffee maker, an Italian coffee maker made in 1980. It's an espresso machine and I love it. Washing my clothes, how do I do that? Well, I use a scrubber bag designed in Melbourne, Australia, and a sort of washboard inside. So that's what I wash my clothes with, and if I'm on the road I use a laundromat for bigger items, heavy items like jeans or doona covers, that sort of thing. I do actually know the solar as well. I just had a blank, and the solar is 500 watts on the roof of solar panels, and I have a 2000 watt inverter, I have a charge controller and a DC to DC charger. So I can charge from the solar, I can charge while driving, and I can plug it in and charge from that as well. And it's a lithium system. So that was another kind of expensive thing, but I did save weight by not having 3 large AGM batteries. I just have one lithium battery. So I do know about that. I just had a blank, and that can happen, can't it? So that system was about $8,000, and we're talking Australian dollars here. So when a few people said, oh wow, that's an expensive build, you know, you got ripped off. This is Australian dollars, so 70,000 Australian dollars is about 46,000 American dollars. I don't think that was too expensive, really. I could have bought a brand new van, sure. You know, if you look after your vehicles and do the servicing regularly and the oil change regularly, they'll last, you know. Oh, fuel consumption, going back to the weight of this van, and it was mentioned that, well, it must have lousy fuel consumption. I don't think it does, you know. I think that 9 litres per 100 kilometres is not bad fuel consumption. I put in about $100, I think, each time I fill up when I'm down to, you know, a quarter or less. So it's a big tank, holds a lot of fuel, and takes me wherever I want to go. Smells from the cooking or the toilet. Well, as I said, the toilet has a 12-volt fan, and that goes continuously. There's a little switch on the side there. And as far as cooking goes, this is a MaxxAir fan vent up here, so it sucks air out or sucks air in, whichever you prefer. no smells. I'm not big on smells. I don't think anybody's big on smells. So this is my pet. Say hello to a little pet rabbit. Little pet rabbit makes no mess and isn't noisy and is okay in national parks. See, that's the thing in Australia, that domestic pets are not allowed in national parks. And I love staying in national parks, and we have some of the best national parks in the world. Well, no, I'm not lonely. I don't get lonely. I have a lot to do. As you can see, I've got this shack that I'm working on over there, and planting trees. Oh my gosh, the water is pouring out of that tank. I need another tank for the overflow. Anyway, no, I'm not lonely, and I don't need a pet, and I'm not sad. One person said, oh, this is so sad. I still have family, of course. I have family and I have friends, so my life is good. And I think that's everything now. I think I've covered everything. Loneliness, pets, solar system, washing clothes, cost of items, toilet under the bench, weight, engine size, tyre, brakes, fuel consumption, smells, cooking, toilet. That's the lot. Good morning. Would you like to come and have a walk around with me today? I've been pretty busy. That actually is my dishes for today. I've been working the last couple of days on the shack, and so I've used every cup and every teaspoon that I had. So this morning I've done some dishes. So now I'm going to go for a walk and show you what's what. It's finally stopped raining for a bit, which is nice. So I've got pants, wet waterproof pants and a jacket, and that's been really good. So let's have a walk around. Firstly, I'd like to show you that it rained so much, and I thought it might overflow, that I put a 44-gallon drum here, and it's full too. Isn't that great? Anyway, this is my little outhouse. It's sort of a shed as well at the moment because that's what I've got. But this is a human manure composting system. And this is my toilet. These are buckets of sawdust, various types of sawdust, and also various other bits like tree guards. I put a little sign here to say this is how you use a human manure composting system, and I think that's pretty easy. Leave the door open, enjoy the view, lift the lid, sit down, pee and poo, use toilet paper, not too much, stand, lift toilet seat, use a scoop of sawdust, make sure there's nothing showing and no smell. I'm not big on smell. I don't think anybody is, so this is another one that has absolutely no smell whatsoever. And the other part of that system, the human manure composting system, is this, which is not really a potato garden, but one seemed to have grown here. This is the composting system. So anybody that's read the human manure composting book will know how that works. Come with me and I'll show you what I've been up to and why I didn't manage to do dishes for 2 days. I think I'll have a day off today actually. I've worked quite hard in here. That's the pile of timber over here that I was given. Lots of mahogany planks. So first thing is select the plank. Then the next thing is denail it. Or bring it in here and denail it. It's probably safer. Keep all the nails out of the way. So this is where I have been. I've done this much of this wall. and I can't really go much higher because my ladder doesn't reach any higher. But looks pretty good, doesn't it? I just turned all the planks around, and later on I'll run a sander over them, and look, I measured each one so they fit quite nicely in against the pole there. So that'll be lovely. So behind all this I put the pink backs that I was given. So I had 2 bags of those, so I've stuffed the insulation in each one. And then yesterday I actually tidied up this space because it was pretty bad. And then I started on this little bit down the bottom yesterday afternoon, but with all the rain it got a bit too dark to see properly. So I put insulation behind insulation, really. So that's where I've been. And my tools, which are battery powered tools, I can charge from the solar in the van. So it's all working perfectly. So hopefully I've got enough boards to do a bit of this side. What a mess.